Hey guys, and welcome back to Live Love Lang, where we teach you how to learn multiple languages and how to go abroad. With everything that's going around lately, with some people not even being able to leave their houses, you might think that learning languages has become more difficult than ever. But then, if you think that, you're wrong, because it's actually luckily the other way around, or at least if you, like us here on the channel, self-study languages, and I'm here to tell you why you should start doing that. I'm gonna go through 6 of the steps I usually go through whenever I start a new language, which I have recently done in the form of Mandarin, so I'll be using that as an example throughout the video. But you can of course apply it to whatever language you happen to be studying. Decide on a language. Now, this is probably the easiest step, which is also why I put it as number 1. I mean, it's not crucial, but it does help if it's a language you've been interested in learning for a while. Like, say you studied Spanish in middle school, like I did, but then I completely lost interest while studying it. But then, last year I then had this insight that, oh, I actually care about this language and I want to learn it. Of course, now Chinese took precedence, but I'm still gonna get to Spanish eventually, so don't worry about that. So the point is, just follow your passions. I chose Chinese before Spanish because it was more what I was interested in at the time, which is right now. Now I'm interested in Chinese. So just go with your passion, trust your instincts, and don't feel forced to pick up anything. Don't think like, oh, the most useful language for me would be this one, because it has a multitude of uses throughout the world. But that's not really relevant. What you should be focusing on instead is just, how much do I care about this language? How much do I actually want to learn it? So that's what's really important when you're self-studying a language. Start small and pick your resources. If you, like me, are a complete beginner, it might be a little bit intimidating self-studying a language because you get to pick all your own resources. Like, you don't have a set textbook or workbook that you go through with a teacher. You're your own teacher and you get to pick your own textbook, basically. But I also think this is one of the greatest benefits of actually self-studying a language as compared to like studying in a more traditional classroom setting, because I love picking my own resources. And one thing that's not really emphasized or talked about in a traditional classroom setting is the beautiful, most wonderful thing that is passive learning and intake of language. I really love this, and it's one of the most wonderful things about self-studying. You could sit for hours on Quizlet or Anki or like with flashcards and just practicing vocabulary that you'll never use. Or you can just find a song you really like, or your favorite latest drama in whatever language you're studying. And then you blast that shit all the time, 24/7. Just focus on consuming as much of the language as possible. That's what's really wonderful, and one of my favorite things about being able to pick your own resources is you can actually choose things that interest you rather than just, okay, this is what I'm doing this one textbook, and I mean, it's boring, but it's got all the basics covered and whatever. You don't have to like sacrifice your enjoyment for learning a language when you do it by yourself. So that's why you should do that. I think we've all mentioned it in a couple of videos here on the channel already, but one of our favorite resources for languages we're basically beginner or newbie level in is using Peppa Pig, because Peppa Pig is widely available in almost any language imaginable, both subbed and dubbed, and the vocabulary is so simple and basic. It's so useful to just be able to like take in like the very basics of the grammar and the way sentences are formed and things like that, you know? It's so useful, and we all love it here, and hopefully you do too. Now the next step is setting up a sort of basic schedule or a basic requirement that you don't go below. This can be a bit challenging because you obviously want to get a lot of things done. You want to be very productive in your studying and learn as much as possible. But it's also very important that you don't overextend yourself in order to like fit a certain quota that you feel is normal or should be expected of you, because then you'll get sick of it and you'll burn out, and nobody wants that. So the really important thing is that you like stick to a basic level. Say every Thursday at 3 p.m. I'm gonna study language for an hour. And you do that. And then you up it as your needs progress. Start out really, really small and then build up on it. You don't have to like challenge yourself with, okay, I'm gonna study every day for 5 hours every day, going through one chapter every day or something like that. Just don't. It's not worth it. So just start really, really simple and then work your way up. Set up some specific long-term goals. In 6 months, I want to take this language test, or we're going to finish 2 chapters of this printout in like whatever, like 2 months or whatever, a week. I don't know. It's up to you. But be very specific with these goals so that you know exactly the kind of steps you can take to meet them. Go on Instagram and look up some nice inspirational studygrams, or Instagram or Tumblr or whatever social media you prefer, and just look up inspirational studygrams and things like that, and polyglots. Now there's bound to be someone that really, I wish my notes would look like that, but always be wary of this, because you obviously don't want to fall into like a comparison trap where like, my notes need to look like this and be perfect and photogenic and whatever. The truth is they don't. They just need to work for you. That's what's really important, is that, like, I can't stress this enough, is that people really, especially in this community, or do things that look pretty without actually having much content, if you know what I mean. Like, you can write the prettiest notes, but they might not actually be very useful. The last step is perhaps the most important one, is to remember to have fun. Enjoy your journey. Like, it's not going to be the easiest starting out. It's going to be very frustrating at times, but as long as you remember why you're studying it, that you're really passionate about it, and you're having fun, then that's all that really matters. Because after all, you're only learning this for yourself. You're not learning it to show off to your grandma at Christmas. You're just doing it for you because you enjoy it. And that's all that really matters. Tell me what you guys are studying in the comments below, and let's have a little chat about it. Okay, see you.
That's it for today's video, and we hope that you enjoyed it and it was helpful for you.
We produce these free videos with your support, so if you want to know how to become a patron, you can check the description down below, or you can search on patreon.com/livelovelang.
Get your free templates and vocabulary lists on our website, gladlyglobal.com.
Why are you waiting? It's free!
Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment down below, show us some love, and we will see you in the next video. Bye!